Hey everybody, this is Mark here, another upload. GameStop is trying to get in the Bitcoin business. Trying to buy it, own it, or whatever they're trying to do. GameStop is trying to find a new way. And I made this comment, guys. Once again, thanks for letting me on my channel. Thanks for liking my video. Thanks for your prayers and thoughts. Now I'll continue on with the video. Like and subscribe, don't ring that bell. The big thing and big news is to me, though, that GameStop is trying to find, like I said this months ago, and I said this years ago. GameStop has to find something new to go after that is currently hot or percolating. And Bitcoin is coming back. Bitcoin coming back. It went down the toilet for a while, now it's back up again. I think GameStop, you know what? It's an opportunity for some new revenue. And maybe they get in the Bitcoin business, they'll become more just that GameStop company, that company that totally torpedoed their own damn selling portfolio. We all know the history of GameStop. You buy a $60 game, turn it in 2 days later, and they give you $5 for it, and you turn around and sell for $55, so some idiot walks in the door, because then they make 100% profit off that. And when now everything going online nowadays, where everything going online gaming, online shopping, online, you can buy cars online now. Even you can buy houses online too now. By the way, you can get home loans online and skip the bank completely. But there is, a risk to reward type of thing with this. If GameStop goes into this and it fails, could this be the final nail that finally just dissolves GameStop into nothingness? Or do they turn all their stores into Bitcoin type of because certain places, I know a game exchange has a Bitcoin currency ATM type of ad. I call it ATM. I don't know what you guys call it. Comment below, you know what the thing is. I'll comment down below, of course, if you know what the hell this thing is. But it's like a Bitcoin type of kiosk thing. I saw this at the game exchange. Only one I've seen so far in Clarksville, Tennessee. We ain't got micro centers, but we got a Bitcoin ATM machine, in a in a game exchange. It's kind of weird. But I think it was turned off at the time. So it worked a little while there. And since you can exchange money over to a Bitcoin to money. So like an ATM machine almost for your Bitcoins. And I don't know how it works. Actual coins. I'm probably sounding stupid here. There's actual coin pop in there, and that's probably just electronic stuff. You have an account, you download it, or whatever. That's what I'm thinking. Comment below, if I'm actually speaking in type of normal, or I'm speaking BS, because I don't know what Bitcoin really is. I think Bitcoin's just a lot kind of currency. My brother knew about it 20 years or 30 years earlier because he used to play games online. He heard about Bitcoin or a cryptocurrency. It's all cryptic. It's all supposedly cryptic and algorithms online and in cyberspace, and you mine it and you get money for mining this stuff. That's why China had a lot of people mine from America. One time during the COVID epidemic, mining cryptocurrency. And it's a Bitcoin is a currency, and it's very profitable right now. So GameStop is trying to get into this, and I think it's about time GameStop found something that they can do to hopefully make money for them. Because I told you guys, and I told you guys, I expressed my opinion, that GameStop need to find something, do something to make it where we're not just looking at GameStop as being that stupid child that goes off and does bullshit stuff. GameStop has to do something other than be that Kazam kind of pile, private pile. They have to be something different. They have to reinvent themselves. They can't be the joke of the retail world. GameStop's still paying their managers less than $15 to $20 an hour, less than that. still paying them, chump change to do the job that you can go at Walmart or Home Depot or Lowe's and get paid almost $20 an hour to do. Granted, a GameStop store is not a 100,000 square foot building. I get that. It's not a well-named brand. Well, you're not going to sell dishwashers at a GameStop. Now, don't give them ideas. They might try to and fail because no one thinks GameStop, thinks of washer and dryer. I'm sorry. It didn't roll off the tongue. So that being said, though, is there any reason to expect GameStop to have this succeed? Maybe. It could happen. I say it could happen because there's a slim chance that they get into the Bitcoin business and they have Bitcoin kiosks. You can go in there and get your Bitcoin currency moved over to U.S. currency. And if the federal government gets their way and they be able to regulate it as they do with USD and gold and silver, they can probably use it almost like a gold and silver type of thing, where it's kind of it's like an asset that you use taxes in gold and silver, and you move it over from when you sell it. You move it like how, because I have stocks. So if it goes like a stock way, then I kind of understand that. You have 100 million Bitcoin shares or Bitcoin currency, and you move it over to USD to sell it, because now it's regulated almost like stock or gold. Then it's a currency that's not like actual money. It's almost like gold. And I think what their federal government's trying to do with that. And if GameStop can get in on this and be successful with it, it'll probably keep them alive a lot longer than everybody thought would. Because we all thought they're going to be dead 5 years ago, and they're still alive. Now, the hollow, they're very hollow inside, obviously. Very hollow because, there's nothing, tangible there anymore. GameStop is pretty much a shell itself. But GameStop is still kicking, and that's the thing. They're still kicking away. They're still beating. The heart is still beating. They're on life support for a while. They're on life support. Now they've been taken off life support, and they're breathing on their own. And it's a matter of time. Will they go back onto it, or will they finally be able to withstand? Because right now, they were a thriving company for almost 20-something years. Then they had an accident of just buying everything, everything like Walt Disney used to do. And now they're hemorrhaging money. And they don't know what to do. And now they're trying Bitcoin. This may be, I'm going to say this right now, this may be the most insane thing. This may be the most sane thing I've seen GameStop do in the last 10 years. This might be the most common sense thing. That makes sense for GameStop to own or to get into the Bitcoin business. This may be the most sane thing I ever read and watched on YouTube and read. And I think PC World and that talked about how GameStop's going to get into the Bitcoin business. And I said, you know what? It doesn't surprise me. It's a pretty good bold move, because right now GameStop is hemorrhaging money, and if they can get Bitcoin and they have assets like Bitcoin, like gold, Bitcoin like gold and stuff, and they keep themselves afloat a lot longer than expected. And now will they give people raises and bonuses and probably not? They'll probably expect their employees around some more and treat them like trash, even worse right now. But would they sit there and be profitable? Maybe. But see, I don't know much about Bitcoin. You guys comment down below about this Bitcoin situation. I'm going to do more research on it and figure out what's really going on with this. But I think it's a good idea for GameStop trying anything to keep themselves afloat. Now, will they turn into a Bitcoin broker? Will they come in and scan your card and buy Bitcoin? They could. I mean, I don't know what it could be. Will it turn GameStop into a bank? Probably not. Will they stop selling games? They haven't sold much game right now anyway, really. I mean, game sales are going online anyway now. Anyway, more online than before. So I don't see them selling any type of games at all worth wild anyway. Um, I don't think games are going to sell that much anyway right now. With the advent of the fact of online gaming and online stores. But do I think that GameStop will be afloat 10, 15 years? If they get into this business and it's profitable, they can last 20 years. As long as they follow the blueprint what they're following and change with the times. Like I said, guys, I said in the beginning of the video, GameStop has to find a way to stay relevant. I said this weeks and months and years ago. GameStop has to find themselves to stay relevant. They have to go into a dark room, go into a room, stare in a mirror, with light on, of course, and stare in the mirror and just say, okay, well, what can we do to solve our financial problems? And Bitcoin, as silly as it is to me and as to you, it sounds like, as I told you, it's like, you know what? That makes the most damn sense for this company to do. Because it's like, it's off the wall as Bitcoin is. GameStop is off the wall. As off the wall as GameStop is, it does make sense to me. It does make sense to me. Bitcoin makes sense when it goes into a GameStop because it's kind of a novelty thing. Now, I'm not saying that Bitcoin is a fad. No, I'm just saying that with Bitcoin and GameStop, it just kind of goes together. And it makes sense. If they can, because like I said, the game exchange over at where I live here in Clarksville, Tennessee, has a way you could transfer Bitcoin over to U.S. dollars, and it's weird because we don't have we don't have a Micro Center or a Costco, but we have something like that in a most unreal area, and maybe they'll get those ATM type of exchange in GameStops. Maybe GameStop will have a lot more Bitcoin stuff, and you can buy Bitcoin, sell Bitcoin, almost like Pokemon cards, buy and sell, trade with your friends kind of thing. Not really trade with your friends, but I'm saying that's hypothetically. And they have Bitcoin brokers. I mean, I have E-Trade, and E-Trade is going to get into. Okay, I have E-Trade as my stock portfolio. I have stocks in different companies, around the country, and they're getting into the Bitcoin business too as well. Because when they thought about it, because it could come in very, very profitable. And I think people need to understand that. Need to start accepting that's what we are getting into. That's what people are looking to get into and looking to do with. That Bitcoin to me and to you and I might sound kind of strange, but it may be the best bet for GameStop. And right now, their game sales are terrible. Right now, their consoles are not really moving because the Xbox ain't moving. PlayStation ain't moving real well. Switch is still trickling out some consoles. But when Switch 2 drops, yes, it will sell a lot. But also, you have to understand too, though, with the new Xbox coming out, with the Xbox being everywhere and having supposedly multiple apps like PC, PlayStation 6 will probably be around the corner eventually, and know what that's going to be like. So GameStop may get out of the game, the game business all completely. They may go into a Bitcoin business, and it could be a new venture for them. They may get out of the game business and go and just Bitcoin if it's really profitable. Like, why we have all these games for? We ain't selling anything, so let's get rid of these games, and we'll have get rid of our our $10 an hour GameStop employees, and we'll hire some some CPAs, accounting people to be our Bitcoin sellers, and they'll sell Bitcoin, and we'll make tons of money off Bitcoin. It could be. It could be the end of GameStop as we know it. No different adventure. Or they change into a Bitcoin situation. Or where they sell games next to Bitcoin kiosks. Who knows? Let me guys know your thoughts and processes on this, because I want to know too as well. Comment down below. Once again, this is Mark. Like, subscribe, notification, ring that bell. See you guys later. I appreciate you guys' thoughts and prayers over the last few months, few weeks actually. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.